and founder of Cybertrading University. Cybertrade University, I started close over 25 years ago. I started one of the first online schools in today's industry where we focus mainly on day trading. What makes us so different than other schools is that we're just not your typical school that's just going to teach you how to trade. We're going to go out there and be part of a family, be part of a team. We're looking for traders that we could trade together.
My name is Elaine Forney, and I'm actually living in North Kingstown, Rhode Island right now. Well, I'm actually retired, so what I do for a living is I'm a trader. That's what I'm doing now for a living.
My name is David, and I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I'm retired. Right now I was in aerospace with Boeing.
My name is Richard Serrano, and I'm from East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. I'm a network field engineer, and I do telecommunications.
My name is Phil Scheib, and I am from Alaska. I am retired locomotive engineer.
My name is Leanne Jack, and I grew up in Appleton, Wisconsin. So I'm a web designer and a front-end developer.
My name is George Brooks. I am originally from New Jersey. Been in IT for the last 33 years. And in between that, still cutting down trees, climbing trees, and all that other stuff in between.
My name is Terrell Lee. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I work at a small used car lot just to get out of the house.
I discovered this whole community of traders in the trade room, which, you know, I was sitting in front of my computer at home all by myself, and now all of a sudden here is this community out there, which I found very generous. Everybody was so supportive and welcoming. It just really blew me away.
What makes us so different than other schools is that we're just not your typical school that's just going to teach you how to trade. We're going to go out there and be part of a family, be part of a team. We're looking for traders that we could trade together.
My name is Josh Levitin. I'm from Bethpage, New York, and I'm the senior instructor here at Cybertrading University. Yeah. What makes our on-site class so great, aside from the networking aspect of it all, just having our students meet each other for the first time, is the fact that myself and Fausto are very hands-on with our students in the sense of just being able to literally overlook their shoulder and watch their trade, what they're focused on from their platform.
Some news came out and the thing just popped.
While I can comment on what they should focus on online, they might not be able to understand that as well compared to having us right there in front of them.
I kind of like the idea of not being in front of a computer 8 hours a day, because I can't do that. So I kind of like the idea of doing it in the morning and then going to do all the other stuff I need to do.
Everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner. Yeah, it's like, it's not worth it.
When I spoke to Fausto on the phone and he interviewed me, the thing he said the hardest thing for me to do would be to unlearn the things that I previously learned, and it turns out that's 100% true. And the stuff that I'm learning from him and from Josh and everybody has really made all the difference in the world in understanding what a day trader is and how it actually works.
Fausto and the staff at CTU University, they're really on top of everything. They give you good trade choices, and they keep you alert onto whatever's happening in the market at the time for the day.
Right, so we made a profit. What did I just say earlier? Just take the money and run, because guess what? If you didn't take it, how would you be doing right now? Now you're losing money. You're just trying to make that day's pay. That's all you're looking to do. You got it, you made it. Listen, for every stock that kept on going, for everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner.
I don't think you're going to find a better support team in the stock trading business anywhere. That's why I'm here at the platinum level.
You know, a lot of people want to go out there and trade and don't know if it's for them or not. And guess what? That's okay, because it's not. And the thing you have to look at is you have to find a mentor, you have to find a school, you have to sample a couple of things with a couple of schools out there, do a couple of classes, and you make the choice. But don't make the biggest mistake that people make. Go out there and be part of 90%, maybe even higher, of the failure rate in today's industry, because people want to try it before they learn. I mean, would you ever want someone to work on your loved ones that never went to med school? Or how about just giving your finance money to some financial planner that never learned finance? We are no different, but you are on the right path. The right path is you should be doing it on your own. And by doing it on your own, you need a mentor to show you how to do it. And that's what you're going to get here at Cybertrade University. All right, fellow traders, this is Fausto Pugliese from Cybertrade University. Can I get a little chat back if you guys can hear me loud and clear? Just broadcasting live right now in the trading room. We're also broadcasting live on YouTube and Facebook. Good to see you, Rich. Good to see you, Dan, everybody. All right, perfect. All right, let me just get a couple of more things up here and running. I always like to kind of like to always share the webcam, makes it a little more personal, let you know we're actually here. Good to see you, Rich. All right, everyone can see the PowerPoint, I hope. All right, perfect. All right, so welcome everybody. Hopefully everybody enjoyed that quick little presentation that we just had regarding about some students that we have, their experience at here at Cybertrade University. Well, hopefully you could be one of them. And the goal is today is I want to talk about how to trade the next biggest earnings session. And we're coming up to a new one right now. Now, with everything going on with a new presidency, COVID, what else we got going on? The weather that's happening with the fires and the hurricanes and the storms and just everything just piling on over and over and over again. The pot stocks, the energy stocks. Is it too late? You got a bill that just came in throwing $2 trillion into the market, into people. I mean, like, there are opportunities everywhere. And you know what? Don't worry about it. You didn't miss it, because every day is a new adventure. And today, just like today, there was a lot of great moving stocks today. We'll talk a little bit about it, but to do it successful, you got to know how to play the game. And what I'm looking to talk about today, and I'm here to educate all of you, is this. I'm here to teach all of you about the art of trading. A lot of you sitting there trying it. A lot of you obviously are kind of succeeding. A lot of people fail at it. You just need to know how to shadow the big brokerage firms. And most importantly, how to find these stocks. So, basically, just to tell you a little bit about us, and so you know about Cybertrade University. I don't know if everyone did their homework here, but we have staff that are here to chat some questions. Like I said, I'm not here to be here all day, but I want to get right to the point. But just tell you a little briefly about Cybertrade University. I started the company 25 years ago, and I was one of the original SOES bandits. Now, some people are asking, what the hell is a SOES bandit? Well, it stands for a small order execution system, which obviously meant the original day traders. So I used to work as a prop trader. I was a market maker here in New York. I learned from the best traders in the industry. And I'll tell you, before I learned how to trade, I actually learned how to lose a lot, because I was like every ignorant 22-year-old kid. I'm 49 now, but back then, I'm like, why do I need to learn this? Why do I need to go work for somebody? Can't I do it myself? And that's everybody's biggest problem right now. They think it's that easy, but it's so much more easier or to be explained to you if you just learn from people that will teach you what we're going to do, how to stop losing money. We're not here to teach you how to make money. We're not allowed to tell you what to buy and sell. By the way, that's illegal. I don't know if anyone knows that. We're here to teach you how to think for yourself. And that's really what the ultimate goal is. Now, what I'm going to talk about, what we're going to learn is we're going to talk about how we find earnings. I'm going to talk about how to find upcoming earnings. I'm going to talk about how to read something called level 3, which is NASDAQ total view. We're also going to talk about tape reading, which is really, really big. A lot of people are trolling. What is tape reading? I'm actually a tape reader. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it and how to use it. I'm also going to talk about how to control control your profits by dealing with the risk that you get involved in today's market. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that too. Now, it sounds like a lot, but I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to make it as simple as possible. Just be very patient and listen, and please don't look at anything else before for the next 45 minutes. Now, I just want to do a poll really quick here. And I want to know what kind of traders we got in this room. So can everybody you see a little poll popping up? Just tell me what kind of trader. Are you a stock trader, an options trader, futures, Forex? Just want to get to know a little bit about everybody here. All right, so just waiting that to come up. Now, as you guys are filling it out, I'll tell you what I am. I'm actually a day trader. Ooh, day trading. Isn't that risky? Isn't that scary? I mean, now more people starting to accept it. Like, wow, day trading is really great. But let me just clarify what is day trading, because 90% of the people think day trading what it is. Really, it's not. Day trading means you're in and out the same day. Day traders only focus on making a day's pay. We don't care what we trade. We don't want to know what we're trading. We're just looking for stocks that have great volatility, great movement, make our day's pay, and we're done. If you hold a position overnight, you're a swing trader, okay? You're no longer a day trader. And then there's obviously options traders, futures, and Forex. So let me share that poll with everybody so you know how you basically you compare to everybody else. Now, I see we have a lot of options traders. That's great, okay? And we have a lot of futures and Forex, and we do have some stocks. So let me just tell you my whole thing about trading the markets. If you're trading a market right now and you're not seeing that you're consistently or even seeing progress within 30 to 60 days, chances are you're not going to really get it. You might need to start looking for a new market. I've tried all of those. I just found being a stock trader is just so much easier. It's black and white. You hear them talking about on TV all day, and it's just very simple. And then if you're good at that, trust me, then you'll be a better swing trader and you'll be a phenomenal options trader. But if you're looking for futures and Forex, I know we have some people here. If I don't trade them, you're not going to see it in our trading room. But if you do want to know about it, just email me. I'll be happy to tell you. There's only about 3 people in this that I know in the industry that are really good at it. The rest of them are all smoke and mirrors and just trying to sell you courses and, try to take advantage of people that making mistakes, and you don't want to be part of that. So how I get started? Okay. Well, the thing about getting started is that you have to work with people in the industry, and you got to trade with people in the industry. And what I'm looking for today, I know we have a really, really great audience today. We got, close to about 200 people in here. And what I want to do is I need to make sure that out of everybody that's here, and I know that we have some students and everything else that are here, but I'm looking for traders that I could recruit, that I could train, that I could trade with. Now, if you feel like you're doing this, you're not making money, or you feel alone, locked up in your basement, you don't know who to pass ideas with, then maybe you might qualify to be part of our trading room, okay? I'm not looking to sell anybody anything. I'm not looking to, whatever these people do out there, but what I'm telling you, what I'm looking for is something that is so unorthodox that you probably experience with other people. I'm here to find traders like you that want to see people actually make money doing this, and people actually talk about them losing money so you could see it, and then hopefully be part of it. And if you're that person, let me prove it to you before we move on, and let me show you what we got going on here. All right, so these you could see are my 2 families. It's my lovely wife, Debbie's, my 3 kids, Alex, Max, and Lucas. Been married for almost 25 years now. You know how hard to be married 25 years is, but being part of a trader, it makes my life easier. I could travel. I could take them wherever I want. This actually was on a vacation that we went to. And then you have my second family, which is right there on the right. And if you look at those people out there, they look exactly like you. I mean, they're engineers, they're accountants, they're grandmas and grandpas. They're, you saw the people in the first beginning. These people are just like you. And I'm looking for people to be part of that team, to be successful like that team. Now, let's get right into it, talk about earnings. Okay. So did you guys see what happened with Zoom? Zoom, biggest thing, right? Earnings came out. Stock had a big jump in pre-market, which was right here. Hold on, let me get my little pointer so you guys can follow along. Where's my pointer? Always forget to grab that. There we go. Here's my little highlighter. There we go. You can see how the stock right after hours came out earnings, went from 360 to 460, and then boom, just dropped. Why did it drop? Why did it go up? Did you ever think for a second, who actually is pushing that stock up? And then who's actually dragging it down? Big lots. Who really made this stock go from $56 up to $68? You bought 1,000 shares of that stock. That is a $10,000, more than a $10,000 profit. It's a $12,000 profit. Hell, if you only got half that or half the money, look how much you made. But why did it go up? Who's running it up? What's dictating it? NEO goes from 52 drops down to 40. Never thought you could short a stock? Why did it go down? These are the things I'm going to show you and explain, because how many times have you been in a trade and you always feel like, I don't understand. Every time I trade it, the thing goes down. And every time, or does the opposite what I do. I'm going to show you why that is, because the problem what you have is you're not following the big boys. You see, you can't beat them. I don't care what you say. You really think you're smarter than Wall Street? You know what? Do yourself a favor. I'm wasting your time. You should log out right now. I live here. I got some of the biggest traders in the industry that live in my town. Okay. Some of them are members of my country club. And believe me, they don't like me. They don't like me because they don't like what you stand for. They want your money to you to trade for them. So for me to tell you how they trade is like defeating their purpose. But at the end of the day, you know what you are to them? You're the ants. We're just trying to, and they understand, like, listen, these guys are moving billions of dollars. Okay. You think they care that you want to make 500, 1,000? You know what I mean? You're talking about a different league. You're talking about the super, super elite. Okay. But you will have VIP access to get in there. So you have to just know how to find them. Now, when you look at some of these stocks with the earnings reports, there's a lot of stocks that come out with earnings every day. And there's an earnings calendar. You could get it on Yahoo. We look at it. But, the thing about earnings is that a company that comes out with earnings is going out of business every 3 months. GE is going out of business every 3 months. And you're like, how is that possible? Been around for 100 years. Well, because they have to satisfy their shareholders that they're making money. They have to report to them. And that's what makes the value of the stock go up and go down due to earnings. So there's a lot of companies that come out with earnings. The question is, how do you know which one out of all those are going to give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward? Remember, earnings make volatility, like we just showed you with Zoom and NEO and all those other stocks. But how do you know which one out of all of them that you want to trade? So anyway, couple of stocks here came out with earnings. But the big thing is, look at this, 200, 300, almost 500 different earnings from different companies came out. Which is the best one to trade? Well, this is what we do. Everybody should have access to this. It's called the big percentage gainers and losers. Now you'll see that there are stocks up here like AVIO, it's up 143%. NVFI, KOSS, Roadblock, it's a company just went public. You could see there are a lot of stocks in here. And then obviously there's a lot of stocks that are getting hit, and you could see them, 45%, 30, 20. So you can not only just go long, but you could also go short these stocks. You could bet on them going down just like you bet on them going up. But the $64,000 question is like, Fausto, how did you pick all these stocks? And some of them, like, what made you pick those out of all these on this list? How do you know which one is the most safest, that gives you the less risk, out there than some of the other ones? Well, I don't know if you guys have watched me. I know we have a bunch of people on YouTube and Facebook Live, but I broadcast live every morning at 9 a.m. And then we also broadcast live for the afternoon at 2:30. So you can watch us live on YouTube, Facebook Live, or better yet, at the end of this presentation, maybe you guys will have access and come into my trading room and you could see it all day long. Okay. And you're going to get that opportunity in the next few moments. So let's talk about this stock right here. We're talking about big. Okay. You see the trend, you see the strong price levels. You need to know what you're risking, all these question marks, right? Well, the big thing is this. You just got to follow the smart money. And some people don't understand, like, wait a minute, how do you do that? How do you follow the smart money? How do you follow guys like Goldman Sachs and stay away from Joe the loser that loses all the time? Okay. The thing is, I work for these guys. I know what they do and I know how to play the game. So one of the big things that I was taught was to use something called an internet machine, where the institutions put their orders out there. Now, back in the day, the only way you can get that machine is you had to be licensed and registered as a professional trader, which today's times, you don't have to do that. But back then, that was the only way to get access to this machine. Now, to get that machine was over $1,000 a month. Now, that's a hell of a lot of money for a 22-year-old. Today, it's like paying like $5,000 a month. Now, I was convinced because just like you sitting here in the room, you know, I wanted to get into the trading business. I know there was a lot of money. It was the most prestigious job in the industry in Wall Street. And then when my mentor, Frank Ferrara, showed me, he says, look at all these idiots over here that don't know what they're doing, and watch us, how we watch the institutions. And all of a sudden, I'll see the stock go up because I would see the institutions bid up. And then I'll see all the amateurs, all the freebies out there that don't know what they're doing, and they're getting suckered into their game. So they just keep screwing around with them left and right. And you're sitting there, you're like, the first thing I said is this legal? They're like, of course it is. You have a seat on the exchange. And then my next question was, why are they not doing it? Well, two reasons. Number one, you had to be licensed. And number two, they don't want to dish out the $1,000. Now, does it cost $1,000 a month now? No. You know what it costs? $15. Actually, it's going to cost $9. Now, let me ask you a question, because I'm pretty much going to eliminate half of you right now. And you can log out right after this. I'm going to ask you. If I could show you 70 to 80% of where all the buyers and sellers are, the high frequency trades, the algorithms, the dark pools, everything that you heard, that all about the boogeyman that's out there. If I could show you that right now, would you pay $9 for that right now to see a demonstration of it? Would you guys buy it for $9? I know it's a dumb question, and I hope I get a lot of dumb answers, and the dumb answers should be, you know, yes, yes, yes. If you don't answer that, you should log out right now, because obviously I'm wasting your time. Okay. I am here to talk to, like you, Henry, Alex, Nestor, Gus, Rick. Okay, good. That's exactly what I want to hear. Okay. If you can't say yes, I'm wasting your time. Now, what you're about to see is going to be very disturbing, because I know a lot of you here, and by the way, I'm going to ask this question right now. I'm going to do a quick poll. I want to ask everybody this question. Okay, this one. Could you guys tell me who really trained you? Are you self-taught? Did you take some paid courses? Did you do some coaching? Let me just see and like I said, you're just going to see how you are compared to everybody else in the room. That's all. Now, remember, companies are coming out with earnings, and you're probably wondering, you know, is it going up? Is it going down? You know, sometimes you hear companies come out with great earnings. They're like, I don't understand. It came out with great earnings. Why did it go down? And you hear these companies like they missed earnings, and then all of a sudden the stock goes up. You're like, what the hell's going on? Why am I on the wrong side? So let me stop this poll. Let me share it with you. Now, for the ones that are self-taught, you're probably going to be like me when I started. I'm like, wow, how ignorant, and why do I have to be so cheap and be like, why didn't I not do this the right way? Why I have to sit there and learn the hard way watching YouTube videos? Please. Remember, YouTube videos do not talk back to you. Some of you took some paid courses. Some of you are probably going to be like, you're probably going to be upset because you're like, damn it, I spent all this time. Someone taught me, and this is just so much easier, and it's most common sense. But it's okay. You know what? I'm glad that you went out there. You probably, because you didn't probably find the right person yet. And then once I've coaching and mentors, you know what I mean? This is something that if you're still using them, you might want to ask them, because if they can't answer this question properly, you're probably better off finding a new coach or a mentor. In other words, you're probably better off finding a new doctor. All right. So next poll question is this. Do you have level 3 access, which is I'm showing you right now? Just give me a chat back and let me know. Samuel, yes, you can. Absolutely. But you want to be a good option trader, you damn well better learn how to trade the stock first. All right. So let me, well, you guys answered that pretty quickly. I like this crowd. You guys, there's a lot of people interacting this one. That makes me feel a lot better. I'll be honest with you. I like that. Okay. Doesn't feel like I'm talking to somebody, that's like, duh, So anyway, there's the actual result. So a lot of you don't have it. And you know what? You probably don't have it is because no one ever explained it to you. So let me explain it to you. By the way, before I explain it in more detail, at the end of this presentation, when I'm going to get all of you guys registered to get into my trading room and see it live, you're going to watch a video of me on NASDAQ doing a live presentation on it. Okay. NASDAQ wants you guys to have a seat on the table. And I've been a regular guest there showing them over and over again what actually it is. So let me explain to you what it is, and then I'm going to show you how to utilize it in today's markets. So right here on the left-hand side, these are your buyers. And on the right-hand side, those are your sellers. If you want to buy a stock, you'll be on the left side. You want to sell stock, you'll be on the right side. It's basically a negotiated market. Now, whoever wants to buy the stock for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. So what you're seeing is a big chat room. Just where, depending on where you want to buy it, where everyone else that wants to trade that stock, you'll be put right there in that group. And you'll be aggregated with all those people. So you got the price, which is up on top, how many shares that want to be bought at that price, and how many different orders are out there from different people. So that is the power of level 3. You are seeing, you have a seat right on the floor. Then you just envision this. You get to see all the traders on the floor. You get to see all their books. You get to see everything. I mean, everything. Because remember, this is how the market trades. So without looking at this, you kind of more or less trading blind. Wouldn't you like to know where the buyers and sellers are? Or would you like to work on some previous past history of some indicator that was invented by a mathematician? Or some really great, YouTube video of some guy that showed it looks good in a suit and tie, or actually whatever he looks good in, showing off his new car and sitting there, screaming, and looks like Crazy Eddie. But he sounds good and looks like he says what he's doing. Listen, I've been there. I've done that. I know who these people are. Okay. At the end of the day, a lot of them are not traders. They're not professional traders. By the way, were some of you here yesterday afternoon when I did an event with Tom Sosnoff, the founder of Thinkorswim? He's the CEO of Tastyworks. Anybody here for that? Good. A lot of you were. Let me tell you, do you think he would come on Cybertrade University and talk on your behalf on the Cybertrade University if he thought that we were teaching people that lose money? You know what I'm saying? Like, he would never ruin his credibility and coming out there just not knowing that if I really am not the real deal. So, and it's the same thing with him. And that's who you want to surround yourself. You want to surround yourself people that do this as a career, which, by the way, I thought one of the greatest lines he said, I'm a trading junkie. You know what I mean? Now, the word junkie, think of like a drug addict, but as a junkie, we're junkies. I mean, we trade all day long. We do 20, 50, 100 trades a day. So let me explain to you how to use this software. Okay. So does everybody here know how to read a chart? Just give me a yes or no. Everybody know how to read a chart? All right. I got bad news. 80% of you are reading them backwards. Okay. So I'm going to fix that right now. Okay, so let me get my little drawing line here. So here you have a stock, right? See it right here? It goes from, at 9:30, it goes from $30.50, goes all the way down, stops right here, okay, at $25.50. Why $25.50? Why not 25? Why didn't you stop at 27? What made it pick 25.50? There's only one explanation. right here. There's a 58,000 share buyer out there in that stock. Now, I don't know if you know that's a lot, but you know how I know it's a lot? When you have everybody just showing you very small lots, 100, 500, 10, and then you got this big order that is literally almost 500 times more than everybody else. That is what we call an iceberg order. That is what we call a demand. That's all basically what it is. So when you're looking at a stock and you're like, wow, why is the stock going to go up now? Well, there's only one explanation. Support levels are made from buyers. That's it. And a lot of you are looking for support levels, but not realizing to confirm it's a support without confirming the buyer's there. Because remember, supports and resistance levels get broken all the time. Now, let's change the slide here. Resistance. Okay, here we got resistance. Mara, one of the cryptocurrency stocks, doing great, right? Stock goes from 2360 all the way up and it stops at 25. Why 25? Not because it's a whole number or it's a quarter of a dollar. I don't know what you guys, some of these people I hear the craziest stories, how they figure out that number. There's no other explanation why it's resistance levels other than there is a 127,000 share seller and there are 24 orders out there that make up that 127,000 shares. Look at everything else. 100, 400, 200. I mean, like, did you ever even think for a second that you're in a position knowing that you're trading with other people in this world? And doesn't it make sense to kind of just see where the big orders are? I mean, you want to go up, you heard about the 800-pound gorilla in the room, right? Do you want to go up against that guy? Well, you are if you're not seeing him. So you, other than trading blind. Now, let me explain something. You go back in history again. Let me tell you about myself. I said it earlier. I don't know if you were paying attention, but when I got into the industry, and then my mentor told me, like, don't you think this is worth $1,000 a month? Because guess what? This job pays high six figures. You think there's free rent out there? There's nothing free in this world. And if you're one of those people looking for free stuff, I'm just telling you right now, you're wasting your time. I'm actually going to do you a favor. If anybody is looking for free stuff, free software, free technology, free this, just do yourself a favor. Start interviewing mutual funds. Start finding a stockbroker. Just give it to him and just stick what you did, how you made your money. You're wasting your time. You're going to end up blowing up your account. Trading is a very high risk. Okay? People lose tons of money in trading. And the only reason why is they don't want to take the time to learn it right from the right people. And you know what? I don't know about you, but I know some really good doctors out there that never took med school. I could tell you a couple of countries you could probably go to. And you know what? You probably save a lot of money. Actually, you know what? They might even, if you don't have insurance, they'll do it for free. Do you want to be a guinea pig? Or say, you know what? This is my health. I'll pay. Well, guess what? You want to make a great career in trading? You have to learn, and you're going to have to pay for something. But it's not a lot. It's not like it used to. You know what blows my mind? When I started trading, I had to pay $20 a trade. 20 in, 20 out. Cost me $40 to do a trade. Okay? And I used to do probably maybe 50 to 100 trades a day. My bill was probably about $4,000 to $5,000 in ticket charges a day. Some of you are like, my God, how do you make money? And you know what? I made money back then. Now you're getting tickets for free, and people are still complaining can't make money. That's what really that blows my mind. And the goal is, the only reason why is who train you. Let's get back to DraftKings, okay? Let's have a little fun here. Oh, I didn't share those results. That was the results for direct access. Okay. So let me stop sharing, and I want to do this one last poll here. Okay. So can everyone just tell me, is this stock going up or going down? What do you guys think? Up or down? Just waiting for all you to answer this question. Mike, I didn't hear from you. Bill, John, come on, guys. Listen, if you can't answer this question, listen, you shouldn't be trading. It's a very simple question. Unless you're making it more complicated than what it is. All right, so let me end this poll. Let me share it with you. So you could see that most of you obviously said it's going down. And you know what? Congratulations, you're right. Okay. And I always say this every time. I use the same slide every time. And for some reason, people said it's going up. I don't even know why you guys say it's going up. I mean, the trend is down. The trend is your friend. You don't buck the trend. That's how it goes. Okay. So if you said it's down, you're right. Now, where's this going? To zero? When is this stock going to stop, everybody? What is going to make this stock going back up? Can anybody answer that? What's going to make this thing go up? Just put it in the chat room. Dan says buyers. Gus says buyers. Jose says buyers. Joe, Alex, Glenn, buyers. Could you just put B in there for crying out loud? Okay, so let me tell you why you're reading backwards if you're reading a chart. Does a chart show you buyers? Do you see buyers in this stock? In the chart? No. So what the hell does a chart do? Oh, that's right. The chart works from the past. It doesn't tell you about the future. So why would you want, what's more valuable to see what happened in the past or what's happening in the future? Okay. I'm on the future side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop out and see what the orders are. So I'm hopping over here on the NASDAQ exchange and I'm saying, okay, I'm going to look on their exchange. I'm going to look at the board. I'm going to see, okay, where is everybody who's trading DraftKings? Where are those sellers? And when I look down here, and the buyers, obviously, I'm sorry, it's going down. The other one was up. Stock's going down. Where are my buyers? And I could see right there, there's 55,000 shares looking to be bought at $57.70. Now, that's a pretty substantial buyer. Actually, we call that an iceberg. So guess what? Stock hit that iceberg and shot right back up to 59. Do the math. If you bought the stock at 57.80 and you sold it at 59, let's just say whatever it is, 50.80 and 50.90, you made $1 on 1,000 shares. That's $1,000. It's $250,000 a year. Who doesn't want that job? Who doesn't want that job? Sign me up. But how do we know it was going to go up? Because that buyer was there. And by the way, this is a 1-minute chart. So each one of those candles are 1 minute. And you had literally several minutes to come to that conclusion and to come to that reality until that reality became, a reality. And it went right up. All right. Let's go to this one. Let's have a little fun, right? Let's forget about all those crazy windows and everything else. Let's just go right to the data. Let's look at FCell. Can you guys tell me where in theory would you think resistance levels would be on FCell? Where do you think FCell would hit a resistance levels? What number? Just put it in the trading room. See what you guys come up with. You know what's amazing? Look how fast you guys came up with that number. Oh, you didn't have to go check the Fibonacci? Oh, you didn't have to go check with your spouse? Oh, you didn't have to go check with the TV or check out the news? You already knew right away. You already knew right away you came up with a number, and that number, you just said it. And if you said 1335, congratulations, you're right. Because, by the way, I don't know where you got Erwin Freeman. I don't know where you got 1632 from, because there's only 300 shares that are going to be sold there. Okay. This guy is what's going to sell it right there. That is your resistance. Now, when you look at this chart, oh, this thing's going up.
double top, triple bottom. I don't know, whatever you guys call that stuff. Teacups and, head and shoulders, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, but look at it. It hit it. It came down. It hit it. What's it doing? It's like, but the trend is your friend, right? That's what I was told. Yeah, right. How'd that work out for you? Because now the stock just came right back down to 1570. Is that what you want to do? Is that when you want to be behind the 8 ball every time and get banged around? Was that hard? Was that hard? Yes or no? Thank you, Mike. Thank you, John. You see, that's why I love teaching. Now, if you're able to see that, well, I want to show you live in the market when we're over, okay? I want to show you that this is not just some pretty PowerPoint that Fausto just drummed up and like, oh, he just, he's like everyone else. He just basically, fabricated it. Listen, when you see it live, it changes everything. And you know what? It's not really that hard. It's not really that hard. Joe, yes, it actually is that simple. What's the hardest thing, Joe, though, and the reason, and there are people that do fail, is the greed. And if there's people or people just a deer in the headlights, it just, they just don't know how to hit the button. You know what I mean? It just, and that's our job. Our job is to get the deer out of the headlights out of you. Our job is to teach you how to stop losing money. Because some people are like, oh, I want to get in it, but I'm in a loser right now. You know what I mean? Well, how'd you get in the first place? That's our job. Okay. But what I need people like you, Joe, and like you, Kevin, and John, and Steven, and everybody else, Erwin, and Juan. I need people like you to kind of help me find these iceberg orders because there's no software out there that could do it. And you know what? When you come in my trading room, you're going to see students out there that are doing exactly that. Okay. And that is the power of being a successful trader. So like I told you, we call these iceberg orders. I came up with that word, so I take full credit for that. I know that more and more people are coming up with it, but I came up with that word after watching the movie The Titanic. You can go on my YouTube channel. You can look it up. But, what ended up happening with the Titanic, we all know, beautiful ship, gorgeous, very wealthy people, right? They were too cheap to get radar. They were so focused on top and not realize it's not what's on top of the water, it's what's on the bottom of the water, because that thing really spreads out. And you know what? That's the reason why they sank. And you know what? That's why you want to know where those icebergs are, because that's where it's going to stop and that's where it's going to freeze and that's where it'll rebound. Aren't there a lot of moving parts in day trading successfully, Arch? You know what? I wish there was, but there's not. People make it more complicated than what it is. Okay. Everybody's got like a style, right? Everyone's like, oh, I use Fibonacci's. Oh, I use butterflies. Oh, I use it. There's only black and white in day trading. That's it. It's all it is. And, everybody thinks like, oh, but I have this style because I trade these kind of stocks. Listen, there are a couple of styles out there. There's scalping. There's swing. There's a little bit of intraday swing, whatever it is. But it's pretty much cut and dry, But you're going to see it. You'll see it when you come live. Now, my next question, someone just also brought it up. I didn't want to bring it up yet, but some people always tell me, Fausto, I heard these are fake orders. How do I know that's real? Well, I'll tell you how it's real. When you come to my trading room, I'll find an iceberg order and I'll show you, and you use your account. You tell me how fake it is. Okay. If you want to get stuck with 100,000 shares of stock, okay, go right ahead. Listen, they're not fake. The brokerage firm will never let you put a fake order out there. They're all real orders. Now, can somebody cancel an order? Of course they could cancel the order. You could cancel an order. Okay. But when it comes to this, the one way how we really know if those orders are getting canceled or they're getting executed is something called time and sales. Now, when we coach our students, it's amazing how so many people don't use it. And the reason for it is people think it moves too fast. They don't know what it really pertains, whatever. But I can tell you the first reason, you probably have your default setup wrong. That's the reason why. That's number one. Number two, you're probably trading a stock that's moving too fast. And number three, just to let you know, this gives the data to the chart. So when you see a chart, like where's the chart get its data from? It comes right from here. So you just basically just leapfrogged everything else that's going on in the past. Now, remember here, resistance on PCG, right, is right here. You see it right there? So we see PCG. So if I was trading a stock and I'm in PCG and I'm like, I got to get out of 13. That's where the biggest seller is. And remember, being a good trader, you're always trying to book a profit. So there's our resistance levels. It's almost like common sense, right? Wait a minute. How did the stock get to 14? What happened to that seller that was at 13? Oh, you know what? He got executed. How did we know that? Look at the time in sales. Green means transactions going off on the ask. Red means transactions go on the bid. Remember, it takes two to tango. So if you're getting a lot of greens, that means that the seller that was out there was getting executed. And you could see it. 18,000 shares went off, 5,000, 1,000, 1,000, 13, 1,300. I mean, there's a lot more greens than reds. And you know what? That guy got executed, took a little time, about maybe, I don't know, an hour. Eventually he sold it all. And you know what? After that, there's no one left. There's nobody left. And that's probably why this stock ran from 13 to 14. Do you ever wonder why, like, sometimes you're like, I don't understand. How did that stock break resistance levels? I think, well, what broke it? Like, what made it go higher? Oh, you didn't know the seller that was holding it back got executed? And that's what makes these things go up faster. Think about it again. Like I said, how much smarter and better trading decisions would you make if you were able to see these orders? And it really just boggles my mind. Everybody's making it more complicated than what it is. And they're like, oh, this can't be. I just spent $10,000. Somebody told me every indicator in the world, and it works. But then you realize you're a lagger. You're not a leader. So listen, as a trader, there's a lot of methods out there. I'm teaching you the Wall Street method. This is how Wall Street trades. I'm from New York. I was trained by the best traders in the industry. I made sure I went to work for the best in the industry. And now's your opportunity to see it live in the market and see and put it all together. Listen, if you're sick and tired of losing money, you're sick and tired of watching videos, sick and tired of somebody ripping you off or, telling you something that is more complicated than what it is. If you want to see a 12-time world champion to action, if you want to see other people making money doing it without my assistance, here's your chance. And the big thing you have to understand is this. You don't have to make a lot of money, make it a successful career. You see these videos, these people bragging about, oh, I made, $30,000. I made $10,000. I lost $50,000. How are you going to sit at the table, even if the guy's even telling the truth? How are you going to sit at the table and compete with him? They're in a different league than you. Who here wouldn't want a nice $100,000 salary? All you have to do is make 50 cents a day. You see stocks move dollars. Look at this one. This one is the one we traded today. Look at this thing. This ran from $8 to 22. That's right, 8 to 22. All right? That's a pretty big move in a short period of time. But you're telling me all I got to make is 50 cents to make $500 a day, which is a $100,000 salary? Who doesn't want that? See, I'm a realist, okay? I don't go out there and tell people to pretend and sell them, the dream, because you'll never get there. I mean, if you could in time, but you're not going to get there starting out, and you don't want to be discouraged to get into it. Because the ultimate goal, what we teach, is people how to make $1 a day. $1 a day is $1,000 a day, and that's a $250,000 salary. So we're just coming up to the end right here. So basically what I want to do is I want to invite all of you guys to come into the original day trading room that I started 25 years ago. I don't know if you guys ever been to a professional trading room. Maybe you're in one right now. Where do you think they learned? Okay. I'm the one that actually started it. A lot of those schools out there are students of mine. Okay. I don't want to, embarrass them, but a lot of them are. And you know what? Eventually you're going to outgrow CTU. And that's great. I'm happy for them, But when you and I die, the stock market will still be here. So it's never really too late to get involved. But I want to get you all to see us trade in the pre-market, the aftermarket, during the market hours, see live commentary, everything. And you can make that decision before you go out on your own and let me try it and see a couple of more videos. Forget about the videos, ladies and gentlemen. They don't sell. They're not going to help you make money. You got to be involved and on the field. So this is what I'm asking everybody. Remember I told you $9? Here we go. $9 to get 1 week access in my trading room right now. And this is what you're going to get. You're going to get the Cyber Group room for 1 week. You're going to get 3 daily market meetings. You're going to get a morning and afternoon watch list. You're going to get your own personal education advisor. Yes, you're going to be able to talk to somebody. Maybe like, I never talked to anyone at a company before. They just said to send an email. Unless I spend a gazillion dollars. Listen, this is $9 is an application fee to get into the room. Let me just tell you something. A lot of you are going to realize you're not really qualified to do this. And you're going to realize it might not be something of your taste. And you know what? That's a good thing. Because you know how fast you could lose $9? You could lose 9,000 like that. You got nothing to lose. Because you know what? After a week, after I at least get to show you what it's like to be in a real room, if you're not happy, I'll give you $9 back. I don't need your $9, okay? That $9 is just weeding out all the tire kickers, okay? I'm being dead honest with you. You don't want to be in a room with a bunch of free people, okay? It's just chaos, and it's also going to be manipulation, okay? You want to be involved. And you want to make sure that whoever interviews you, you want to say, okay, listen, you're serious. We know who you are. Okay, let's do this the right way. Okay, so that all we're asking, and guess what? It's money back guaranteed. If you're not happy, you get your money back. And this is what I'm going to throw as a bonus. First 20 people that register, I will personally even talk to you. And now you must really fall off your chair. And if that's not worth it to you, then I can't help you. Listen. If you're sick and tired sitting at home in your basement, you're sick and tired hearing these people like, why is Wall Street making so much money? And, and I'm not. If you're sick and tired of all that, here's your chance. And if you want to continue after the week, it's $149 a month. And if you don't want to continue, don't worry about it. We're not going to charge you. I don't need the scrutiny. Okay. It's not worth it to me. I have a 5-star rating in Google. I have a AAA rating in the Better Business Bureau. I'm endorsed by every brokerage firm in the direct access community. So if you really think about it for a second, hey, Google, stop. I got Google listening to me. Sorry, try asking again. So anyway, when it comes to trading, I don't need the scrutiny. If you can't do well, it's not for you. Don't worry about it. All right. Now, what I like to do is this. I got a couple of minutes to answer some questions. And then as you guys are registering for this, at the end of the presentation, we're going to play a video from NASDAQ. And you're going to see, and it's a great video. You're not going to want to miss it. It was right before the bounce of the coronavirus back in March. And that was that was the last week before they shut down the NASDAQ Center. So you don't want to miss that. So anybody have any questions? When could I start, live? Okay. So anyway, when you register, you're going to get access to an education advisor. He's going to do a walkthrough. He's going to tell you what to look at, because you might go in the room. You're like, okay, what do I do? You don't want to be a deer in the headlights. You know what I mean? So when you get into that room, he's going to tell you what you're looking at. And we do not want you to buy anything. Please don't trade. We just want you to watch. Okay. And you don't got to be there all day. Preferably the first hour of the morning, or if you can't, maybe the last hour of the afternoon. That's it. You don't got to be here all day. Okay. But once you do that walkthrough, then you can start on Monday. Monday's a really good day. You got a clear head. You get a couple of days, and then we'll talk probably midweek. Okay. Almost out of spots. Okay, great. Guys, listen, it's $9. I just showed you Wall Street's biggest secrets. Imagine now I get to show you how these stocks, how they go up. Like, here's one that's going up right now that they're trading in the trading room. Here, let me show you. It's actually, I'm gonna show you the room live. Yeah, hold on this. Here we go. Let me bring this in. This is the room you're gonna be in right here. Here's Josh, our instructor. Okay, you could see the chats right here, and you could see how the traders are actually working together. Look at this. They got a stock right now they're trading right here. What is this? FINV. Look at this. At 11:30, it ran from $6 to $7. Where are you going to find a $6 stock go to $7 in less than an hour? Oh, I know where. Right here. Did you know that? Did you find this stock? Well, they just changed it. Looking at a different one now. Probably missed the run. This one's probably running right now. They're looking at, oh yeah, this stock right here. GWAC up 11%. It just ran from 12 to 12.75. Okay. And right here on the right-hand side, you see us right here? You see that? That's called level 3. That's an aggregated. We just showed you one ECN, one NASDAQ book, but there are a few other books. Look at all these orders out here. We're going to show you how to read this stuff so you could see it. See these orders get executed, time and sales. It might look confusing right now, and I don't want to discourage anyone, but trust me, this is all going to make a lot more sense as you get into the room. It's all going to be self-explained. I started back, well, Gus, like I said, great to see you on startup in April. Just please don't make sure it's not an April Fool's joke, okay? A couple of shout outs you can hear. I just want to go through a couple of people that just registered. What we got here, we got Rosh, you must have emailed me. Did you email me, Rosh? I thought I got an email from you. From Wyoming. We got Bruce Thomas from Calgary, Alberta. Erwin Freeman from Ontario. Wow, I got a couple of Canadians here. By the way, 20% of the traders in the room are from Canada. I've been going to Canada for over 20 years. Canada's love the trading U.S. market. I know your market doesn't move too much. Johnson from S. Johnson from Texas. It's got your registration here. Now you'll notice that there's a questionnaire that follows with it. Part of your application is please make sure you fill out that questionnaire so we know a little bit about you. And don't lie. Try to give us more information. The more you give us, the more we can help you. All right. Any other questions? You can hear the binging going in the back. Steve F. from another one from Canada. From Upper Lake Ave. Okay. Oops. Sorry about that. Oop, kind of messed up my PowerPoint here. Let me just fix that and bring it back to normal. So anyway, let me bring this up. So this is what you're going to get. You're going to get, for $9, you're going to get the live cyber group room for a week. You're going to get 3 daily market meetings, a morning and afternoon watch list, your own personal education advisor, a weekly live Q&A session that we do at 11 every Tuesday, 100 hours of recordings, 3 premium workshops. You can't get this on YouTube, okay? All right? All for a lousy, stinking $9. And you know what? After you're done, if you don't like it, you don't feel it's for you, you can have your $9 back. I'm looking to recruit traders I could trade, okay? And if you can't get through this, which is basically, the start of your career, then you know what? At least you'll be able to answer that question to yourself that now you know the real truth about trading. Listen, I'm the original day trader that started. Some people call me the godfather of trading. I don't like that because I'm Italian, but I am a godfather anyway. But if you want to know what it's like to be the original and be with the original day trader, now's your opportunity. If you want to get the opportunity to talk to somebody and say, wow, I can get that conversation and be able to ask those questions that I was never be able to answer on my own, here's your chance. For what? $9. Okay. Erwin, you use Questrade? Yeah, Questrade's not bad in Canada. I think there's a few of them. That Interactive Brokers are pretty good up there. David, you'll get access right away. When you register right away, you'll get access to the portal page, and then it'll get activated. We will not let you in the room until you talk to an education advisor, because they have to do a walkthrough with you. You'll be totally lost and you'll be discouraged. And we don't want you to just be walking, blind in a store, in a candy store, without someone at least giving you orientation and show you what's going on. Listen, we're very big when it comes to customer service. Okay. This is why we're the most popular educational school in the industry, is because we take the time to explain it to you. And if you're not going to move forward with it, at least you can walk back and say, you know what? Those guys at Cybertrade University did a great job explaining it, and I'm glad they did, because I could have just blew up my whole account. Let's do a couple more shout outs right here. We got David Cook from another one from Canada. My God, this is like everyone from Canada is coming back. David D from St. John's. We got Samuel from North Carolina. Just got your registration. Great fishing down there. Love it down there. Great fishing. A couple of questions here. Can you give us everything we are getting here? Yes, Rosh. You get everything that you see. Listen, I can't teach you how to trade in an hour. Okay. I could just literally just get your attention. So the next step is now seeing it live. Okay. That's the big thing. Do you do any teaching in the live trading room? Okay. So the room that you're in, yes, you're going to get some teaching, but you got to remember, this is a trading room. It's not a teaching room. The teaching we have the Q&A session. You got some videos you're going to get with it. All right. So that's where that comes in. We do something called Traders Talk. All right. Anything else? Any other questions, guys? Great questions, by the way. Great audience. I'm not asking that. I just want to list of what we get once we're registered. Well, right here, you got the list right here. This is everything that you're going to get. This is what you're asking right here. Full access. And you're going to get this down here. And you're going to get this crash course right here. It's a lot. It's a lot. How do we get access to level 3? So Sandra, that's a great question. Sandra, I didn't see you register yet. I didn't see your name, but that's a great question. I don't want you to buy anything. Don't buy anything until you let me show you in the room. Okay. Don't buy anything. You don't need a brokerage account. You're not going to buy anything. You're not going to trade anything. We just want you to watch and see the people that we've trained that are part of our team, part of our family, and see if they make money. This is not the Fausto show. This is not the Josh show. It's not the Rich show. It's not the Greg show. This is the Cybertrade University, school of trading. And that's what you're going to get. Andre, listen, that is something separate. If you want to start taking education to a totally different level with us, if you want to do the one-on-one coachings, if you want to do, the full-blown, interaction, everything else, yeah, there's a cost. Listen, nobody works for free. Okay. But don't worry about that right now. Don't worry about that. Right. Don't worry about the cost of what it costs. Right now, you're renting a car for a week. You never drove a car before. And then you're worrying about what the car costs after it's over. You might not even need the car. Or you might be like, oh my God, I never knew you could actually own your own car. This is like the greatest thing. I know I'm using a stupid metaphor, but you know what? The bottom line is you don't know what you're getting yourself involved in. This could be the greatest thing since sliced bread. And you know what? A lot of you spent money on training, so you know what's important. But the thing is, you got to start somewhere, and it all starts with a $9, application fee. Do you know if Samuel has a question? Do you know if level 3 is on Schwab or Thinkorswim? Yes, Schwab has it. Thinkorswim doesn't, but you could still trade with both of them. And you're not talking about level 3 more or less. You're also talking about direct access. But I'm going to be doing a video on Thinkorswim because they just got level 4. They just implemented it in there, and I'm going to do a video on that. So they just got it just now, which is great. Audrey, yes. After a week, if that's what you want to do, you that's what it is. If you don't worry about it. Listen, I don't need the money. I don't need the scrutiny. Okay, that's where it comes down to it. Any other questions? Got some great questions here. All right, so guys, listen, don't go anywhere while you guys are still registering. I want you to watch the video of me on NASDAQ because it's only about 8 minutes, and you're gonna watch. This was the last episode before they shut down the NASDAQ. This was the bounce of the market, and you're gonna see exactly how I explained to you and how I know that it was gonna go up by using the NASDAQ software, okay, and using the exchange itself where I was at, what they want you to use and how it works. And then hopefully if that convinces you, then you realize, this is something that you have to do it and you got to do it the right way. So thanks for watching. Don't go anywhere. We're going to play the video and I look forward to seeing every single one of you in the trading room. Thanks, everyone.
Welcome to NASDAQ Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ. Joining me at the market site in Times Square, New York City, we have Fausto Pugliese. He's the founder and president of Cybertrade University. We're going to take a look at how traders are using Total View. And Fausto, it could not be a better time to have you in with us at Marketplace because with everything going on, the volatility we've seen in the market since you were with us in the middle of February last time.
That was pretty crazy.
Traders are asking themselves, what's the bottom, what's the top? But as a day trader, you can kind of get an inside look when you're looking at a single stock.
Yeah, what it is, Jill, is that, thanks for having me again, and yes, when it comes to day trading, people realize that what happens over the course of the day, which trickles down to a swing trade and to a long-term investment. And my phone's been blowing up. People could ask me, Fausto, is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? Because we're looking at the market all day, and honestly, this is how you really know when it's the bottom. When you have the worst of the worst of the worst news and just constantly all negative stuff, and the market's not going any lower, that's when you know it's time to buy. So as you see, like a lot of bad news keeps coming up, and then obviously you saw what happened yesterday when they lowered the Fed rate by a half. It took for a big decline, and all of a sudden the market's up with about almost like 900 points so far. So and there's still a lot of bad news that's coming out with the coronavirus and everything else, but that's really when you know when you hit the bottom. So for some of the listeners out there that really missed the boat when the market had a big rally, we almost hit 30,000. These are the opportunities. Honestly, it is like the same thing I saw back in 2008 when we had the financial crisis. So once you start seeing all the bad news, things start backing up, start going up.
All right, let's take a look at our example here today. We're going to look at ticker symbol MRNA, NASDAQ listed, of course. What are we looking at? Where's the levels that you're looking to sell?
Okay, so listen, what is mRNA? I keep bringing up stocks, and people are like, what does this company do? It doesn't matter. We're just here to make money. The main goal about Total View is you have to understand how it works, how to know where the buyers and sellers are. It's all about supply and demand. That's why it's such a great tool. So we're looking at a chart right here, and we're looking at the stock right here. And the first thing people notice is like the stock's going up beautifully. Nice. Look at the stock. Started this morning. It's at 25.80. It's at 28. Is it going higher? Now the goal is, why does the stock keep breaking out? It hits a resistance, it comes back down. It breaks the previous resistance, keeps going up. How do you know it's going to keep breaking higher highs? And what we're going to do this time is we're going to bring a video so you all could see exactly what it's like to see in the real market conditions.
All right, so let's move along to our next slide here. That's exactly what we're doing. Let's take a look at Total View. I'm going to let you take the reins. Tell us what's happening here.
Okay, so we got like a little minute video here. So we're looking at some real time, and the key here is time and sales. These are the transactions that are taking place. We're looking at level 2. Level 2 is basically people get for free, but it doesn't give you the depth of data as Total View does. Now, the key here is that you don't see that many sellers out there. You're just seeing the best bid and best offer of that exchange. But you'll notice how the stock keeps going higher. What we need to focus on is where you see the big sellers. And you're looking for big orders. You got 51 different orders out there, right around 28. Things are going so quickly, I try to slow it down. So right around $28.50. So that is really your resistance level. So when you're looking at a stock going out, going higher, you're going to say, is the stock going to break out? So you see it's coming up to this guy right here really quickly. You see it's coming up. It's coming up to this person right here. So 70,000 shares. 5,000 shares. So it's going to come up to that seller. Now the goal is this: is that guy going to get executed? Remember, you have 100 share sellers, 300 shares, 1,000. But you have a big order out there. You want to see if that guy gets executed, and you want to see if that's how it breaks out. Remember, what makes support and resistance levels is buyers and sellers. So you got a seller out there. So we're coming up to that seller right here. Now the goal is to look right here and see if that seller gets executed. And you see it's coming up to the seller, and boom, the guy gets taken out. It's actually executing it. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. See all those trades actions? It took the guy out. Now look how fast the stock goes up. From 250, we're at 260, 270, 280, boom, like that, as quickly as that. That's why it's so important to know where the orders are, know where the resistance, and see if the guy gets taken out. Now, when we get to the next slide, look at it. We're already at 2880.
Yep, and you can see these 35,000
Which
orders.
is exactly. Now, this is the next order. Now, the next question is: here's the next biggest resistance. There's a 33,000 shares for there's 100 different orders out there. Now, then that's where the next resistance level is. So the goal is you hit a resistance. Where's the next resistance? The next resistance is the next biggest seller. So now we're coming up to him, and we're going to see what's going to happen when he gets to 29.
Yeah, it happens so fast.
Well, also, this is about a 5-minute video that I was able to capture when we traded this stock, and I kind of speeded it up over about a minute, so it doesn't move as quickly. Boom, we hit 29, the guy got taken out again, and look at the stock just took off again. And the thing I want to explain to you, Jill, is that, and your listeners have to understand, is that when you have a big seller out there and that guy gets taken out, that is a very big demand. Someone says, oh, wow, I'll take that 30,000 shares, and that's why you get the stock that really, really starts to take off. Now, the next thing is that you're going to get some resistance levels. It's going to start backing off. There's always profit taking going on, right?
Of course.
So when you have profit taking going on, you could see profit taking going on. But the question is it really a profit taking, or is it just people just, or is it really going to go lower? In this case, it's not. Seller got done. Remember, we just watched the stock go from 28 to 29. Now look at it. We're at 29.50 already. Stock just keeps going higher and higher because those sellers are getting executed. As those sellers get executed, that means there's a demand for it. When you see big block orders out there, it makes a bigger demand, and that makes it higher. Now, the next resistance level, obviously, is going to be where we have to focus on where the next biggest orders are. So we got some, I think we freeze, right? We're done?
Nope, we have a little bit more to go here.
We slow down over here. Yep, we're done. So the next video we're going to show.
Yeah, we actually go to our slide here, so this is where you're looking at those levels.
Right, so we're looking at the seller. So we have a 67,000 share seller at 28. So now we have to look what we call iceberg orders.
What does that mean?
Okay. So it's a funny story. So I came up with this word about 20 years ago after watching the movie The Titanic. Okay, if you go watch that movie, very sad movie. I definitely recommend it. So anyway, what happened to Titanic? It hit an iceberg, and the thing is, everybody was focused on the pretty of the ship and above the water. They didn't realize it's not what's above the water; it's at the bottom of the water. Icebergs are really big, so what happened? It crashed and it sunk. So what we're looking for is big iceberg orders, which we call, some people call them big block orders, but when you see a big order, it's called an iceberg order. So now we're looking at a 28.90, and we're looking for a resistance. Once again, stock's going higher. We need to focus on the next resistance level.
All right, and which is on the next chart here. If we take a look, yep.
So here's just a quick little screenshot. So as we're looking at it, you see, it's a lot easier when you're focusing on, when you're just looking at the level, the total view, and it's easy to point it out. Now, please keep in mind, your listeners have to understand, we're fast forwarding this pretty quickly to get to the point. It doesn't move this quickly. But I'm showing right here is just a quick screenshot. What we're focusing on is this big order right here for 73,000 shares, and there's 315 different orders out there making up that 73,000. Now, the thing I just want to point out is I just want to teach everyone a quick little lesson.
Yeah.
Don't ever sell anything at $30. Go out at $29.99. You just cut the line by.
So that's for anything that's like an even number.
Biggest trick I was taught by my mentors when I was younger. Listen, everybody's going to think 30. Everybody's going to think 20. Go out $21.99. You just cut the line by 73,000 shares. That's a very good.
It's like selling a house or buying a house. It's like those incremental psychological levels.
Well, if you remember, if you look at it, the stock has a penny intervals. And so that's a little tip. But the thing is, let's focus on what happens to the 30. No, just right off the bat, you know that's a major resistance levels, and that's what we have to focus on. For the stock to go any higher, it's got to get through that 73,000 share seller on total view.
All right, well, let's take a look at that next slide. See what happens next. Now we're going to get the other piece of the trade.
Okay, so here we're looking at the stock moving. Here's 29.45, 29.48, 62, 67. So the sellers are getting executed. You can see the transactions taking place, but we know that there's that guy sitting right here. And now his order's coming up. Look, he's starting making up the ranking. It's getting up to 30. It's getting close to him. So let's watch what happens. 74, 70. Look at the transactions taking place. It's trying to get there. And by the way, those orders, they're all real. People think like they're fake. Those are real orders. Can a guy cancel it? Of course they can cancel it. But that you have to take very seriously, and that's a real order out there. So now as we're looking at it, and as it's trading, it's trying to get there. Actually, it kind of almost tested it. You see that right there?
Yeah.
See that candle right there? It's hit it, and now it's starting to back off a little. Now you're starting to see the red candlesticks. So now it means that the last sale is lower than the previous.
And this works for all kinds of stocks. ETFs, would it work for ETFs also?
ETFs, futures, options, it works the same way. Remember, it's the movement of the stock that makes all those other things. Yes,
Right.
ETFs and everything else. You could look up any ETF and it'll come up on TotalView. Look, now we're down to 29.
Yep.
So my point that I'm getting to is this. If you didn't have a game plan, Jill, and didn't know that seller was out there, and you try to
And actually, if we go to the next slide, this is exactly what you were talking about. There's your level right there.
If you didn't have a game plan and knew that seller was out there, and look at that candle, that stock literally moved. Look how fast it moved in that one bar chart. If you didn't have a game plan to get out there before that guy was out there, and if you didn't what we call shaving, if you didn't shave just before that 30 and cut that line, guess what? You would just look how much money you would have lost. That stock didn't even drop from 30. Look where it went to. 27.30. You would have got crushed on that trade. Because what happens, if that seller's out there and he's not getting executed, he really had to sell that order, Jill. How is he going to get out? He's got to sell to the buyers. If he hits the bid, he's running that stock down, not you and I. Remember, we're not trading 74,000. Someone else is, and it's not one person. We saw it. It was like there was several people out there doing it. And that's how you got to focus on using the total view when you trade in today's volatile markets.
All right, so cool to actually watch it happen in real time. Thanks so much for doing that for us, Fausto. And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ.